Hello, everyone. So today I have another bonus build for you, and this one will feature the new Storybook Nursery Kit. And I have to say, I like this kit. As usual, though, there are a couple of things that I would like to see that would be different, mostly having to do with some coloring. But I'll explain that when we get to that point. I decided to go ahead and do a whole family home and not just like a couple of rooms for this one. And I thought it would be a quick build. I just did this the morning I posted this, and it took me almost 6 hours to do this house. Now, I will say I took a couple of breaks. Um, you know, snuggle the cat, played with him a little bit because he needed some attention, and also did a couple of chores. So probably total would be closer to maybe 4.5 to 5 hours. Still, longer than what I wanted to do. And part of that is I was really trying to make this a kind of like starter family home, but for a family of 5. So there's 3 kids and 2 adults. And I was going well. Like, it was going well until I realized that the new kit items are extremely expensive. And they would have taken up the majority of my budget just themselves. So I want to point out now, in case I'm gabbing later on, because I do that you will watch me all of a sudden just delete things and put different things in their places. And that is because I realized that this was not going to be a starter family home. And I went, heck with it, we're going to make it look good. So you'll see me do that in this build, but I really tried. This kit was not one to do that with, and I did not look at the prices before I started the build. My fault. So the other thing, I didn't edit this at all, mostly because I just want to get it up for you guys, and 2, it's kind of fun to watch me screw up, right? So I want you to see the whole building process as much as possible. Now, if it's something where, I'm spending hours looking for the perfect, color for something, that type of thing, I'll edit out. Usually I try to pause my recording while I do things like that, or at least I'm trying to. So that's about the editing I'm going to do on these. So the other thing with this, I did kind of base this on a house that is apparently currently for sale in Colorado. And it worked out pretty well. The front is what I was going for. So I think I did all right. I did not get a picture of it as of recording this, and I might go try to find it and post it on the community tab if you guys really want it. But I think it turned out pretty good. Now, that being said, this is a base game and kit only build, so I was very limited as to what I could do with windows and doors and all of that fun stuff. So you'll see me play with that a little bit as well. I also put in these really cool windows and this cool door, and then realized later on that they were going to be too expensive, and then realized later on that I didn't care anymore. So you'll see some of that go back in, along with just other things that I decided to stick back in because it worked. So here I'm playing with this staircase, and I decided I wanted to do a platform in here. And I definitely wanted this to be like a stair area. I do want to state that I have play tested this. I have uploaded it to my library and downloaded it. Again, the trim around the outside roof will not stop appearing. I finally gave up. I think part of the reason this took so long, and you will see some of it, is that I just kept trying to fix it. And I want to say I probably spent an hour trying to fix it, got it fixed, and then I started furnishing, and it popped back up. Apparently, it's an issue. Whether it's a bug or not is apparently to be determined. So I consider that a bug. It should, no matter how I design the house, we should have that working correctly. Now, if it is a problem, maybe we need to look at doing exterior walls and interior wall, options. Just saying, Sims team. That would fix it if the game knew that, hey, this is an exterior wall. But that would also make life very complicated. So I understand why they wouldn't want to. So there's that. That's one of my rants today. But the stairs themselves, I love it. I love how that area looks. I think it's just kind of a fun thing. I don't do little stair bays like that too often, so that was kind of fun. Okay, the other thing I do want to point out, you might see a little bit of jumping here, and some of that is because I didn't realize that my OneDrive started syncing again. If you notice your game is running very slowly and it's not like acting right, check your OneDrive. I always pause syncing on mine whenever I load into The Sims for any reason, gameplay, building, any of that. The problem is, normally in the morning when I build, I have to work. And so setting it for 2 hours works out really well because I quit building about an hour, 45 minutes in to my day, roughly, so that I can, switch over to work mode. However, for some reason, I decided this morning, even though I knew I wasn't working today, to put 2 hours on instead of the 8 that I throw on there. And of course, my build took, how long. So, yeah. But that's why there's a little bit of jumping. Again, I could edit that out. I just decided not to because I wanted to explain the OneDrive thing to anybody who might not know about that. I like using OneDrive to sync other things, and I do know there is a way to disconnect it from documents, but that's kind of what I need it for. So, yeah, I just pause mine and keep a good eye on my mods and other things. So that's how I deal with it. So here again, just kind of figuring out the rooms, playing around a little bit with things, trying to decide how I'm gonna make this work still. I really just wanted to do a starter room. That's all it was. That's all it was. So you can see here, I'm changing out the windows, trying to save money. And yeah, it's just, yeah, all for nothing, but that's okay. So while we're just kind of playing around with things here, actually, before I do that, this is where This is where I decide to just give up on the starter home idea and start changing things out. I had already moved some of the walls and things. I paused the game, went through and made some changes, and then, started up. I didn't do all the changes, as you can see, but I kind of figured, you know what? This isn't going to be a starter home anyway. I believe, if I remember what I looked at just a little bit ago, it's something like a 70,000 simoleon house. But, it's okay. Everybody uses the free real estate sheet anyway, right? So, in case you heard that crash, I once again have a cat glaring at me because I'm talking to a microphone and he thinks I need to pay attention to him. He has just decided that he doesn't like me recording anymore. All right, so I'll try not to talk about my cat too much. So anyway, here I'm starting to play with the kit, and what I decided to do was really just make these two rooms have exactly the same things in them, but I wanted to do different colors. So that's how I did the two infant rooms. And then I also created this little play space, and I absolutely love that. And I think one thing I like with this pack is that there's just so many more little decorative things. At the same time, there's a lot of bigger items. So your changing table is pretty big. The shelf is very big. Of course, the dollhouse is very big that comes with it. So being that originally I wanted this to be a starter home build, it had some smaller rooms. So there's not, I tried to split some of this up between the infant rooms and the toddler room. So like the toddler room got this shelving unit and a couple of other things, and then that didn't go into the infant room. So just trying to use everything somewhere in this build. Now, I will say there isn't much downstairs that has this stuff in it, but that's okay. It's okay. I kind of like it being mostly up in the, second level, because then it feels more like it was, made for the kids. It was brought in for the kids, and the adults have their space and the kids have theirs. So that was kind of my thought with that. And I will say also, I love the new wallpaper, but I thought it'd be overkill to use that wallpaper in every room because that's all we got. I would have liked to see some plain paint that matched the items that came in the kit a little more. I mean, that might be something. We need some paint updates to some of these base game paints, so maybe that's something they could look at, adding in some of those colors. That'd be great. I mean, there's some that definitely work, but like the purple that I end up doing in the toddler's room, there's nothing that matches that. That's base game. And yes, that's purple. It looks kind of like a black, but it is the purple swatch. It's a very muted purple, but I like it. The other problem with that is that it was hard to match some of this. So I would really, I kind of like to see maybe if you're going to do a build kit, add in, a paint and a wallpaper. That'd be great. I know that might mean upping what you put in a kit, but that's okay. It's okay. Yeah, so now I'm just kind of working on the master basic base game stuff in here. I didn't go too crazy. I wanted this home to feel like it was a couple with these kids that are minimalist. So they don't have a lot of stuff. They don't like a lot of clutter. My thought with this gameplay would be they would be two people who are maybe only children and didn't understand how messy children will get. I kind of thought that might be fun to play. So if you want to download this and play that way with your Sims, just might be a fun idea for some gameplay. So I did also decide to make this little cubby over here with a bookshelf and a little chair by the stairs. I thought that was kind of cute. And of course, the little desk area that I did earlier. I wanted to put as much in this space without making it a huge house. And I probably could have chosen a smaller lot, but I wanted space in case I needed it. I also kept the exterior garden stuff to a minimum, just to kind of fit the vibe of the house. Also, I wanted to leave space in case you had other packs so you could put more things for kids in the back. Like if you have the toddler, one of the toddler packs, you can put all the toddler stuff out there because they're gonna have at least two at once. Is kind of what I, pictured. And they already have one. So that's kind of why it's not like overly done up. But I did do a little bit out here. I think it ends up looking really cool. Very modern, but not like over the top modern. So I absolutely love how this turned out. I also did kind of struggle a bit with what to do up here. So I put in a chess table and a bench and, that was about it because it's a very big porch area. So there's definitely some room for you to put some things out there on that front porch. And then, this little garden spot, jungle gym thing for, when they have a kid that grows up. And that was, really all I did out there. Now I'm just kind of finishing up a few things and making sure it all looks good. And yeah, so we are coming up to the end of the build here. And I want to say, even though it took me a lot longer than I planned on, I love this house. I think this will be a great addition to any of the neighborhoods pretty much, or at least the base game neighborhoods. And, it's set up that if you wanted to, you could re-roof it so it's not a flat roof. Lots of options with this one. All right, I'm going to let you guys look at the photos and I will be right back. All right, so my thoughts on this kit in general. I think it's very cute. It is something we needed. The items are a little pricey, but I definitely think that if you're a family gameplay person, that this kit is probably something you're gonna want to go ahead and get. The kits don't go on sale, so it is something that if you like the items in there, you like the look of them, definitely pick that up. If you're not a family game player, you may not want this one as much. It really doesn't have a whole lot that would transfer over into normal gameplay. So you might want to skip this one. All right. So let me know what you think of this build or the kit in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe because, if you like the video, I like to know. And knowing, seeing those likes helps me know what you guys enjoy and what you don't. All right. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this bonus video and that you have a wonderful day. And I will see you next time. Bye now.